Hey, what's going on, everybody? Welcome to Attack of the Show. You know, Chefgate continues, so you can find out what South Park creators Matt Stone and Trey Parker have in store for Isaac Hayes and his cartoon alter ego. Plus, Elder Scrolls Oblivion for the Xbox 360 is finally here, and we're playing it live. And you know, every year, Austin, Texas plays host to the South by Southwest Festival, and we have our report on which upstart bands will be coming to a CD player near you. All that plus DVD reviews, an alternate reality game where you can win a ton of cash, and street artist Buff Monster is going to work on our set right now. Places, everyone! It's time for Attack of the Show.
Pick up on this.
Hey, what's going on, everybody? Welcome to the show. Yes, it's Tuesday, March 21st, and the person you're listening to right now is actually Kevin Pereira.
That's true.
It is.
Actually, the person you're listening to right now is Sarah Lane.
Yeah, it is. All right, enough of the pleasantries. Let's get down to business, shall we?
Let's.
All right, it's a battle between writers, religious groups, and television networks, and even aging R&B musicians. It's a national scandal that we lovingly refer to as Chefgate. Yes, the ongoing spat between South Park and the Church of Scientology began with the episode titled Trapped in the Closet, in which Stan was thought to be the second coming of Scientology leader L. Ron Hubbard, and Tom Cruise hid in a closet and wouldn't come out, hence the name. It's clever. Now, Isaac Hayes, who's the voice of Chef and a Scientologist, oddly enough, announced that he was leaving the show because of its attacks on religion, and Comedy Central apparently pulled the episode from reruns because of a request at the uber Scientologist himself. Of course, it's Tom Cruise. Now, that's all alleged. Just know that. But South Park creators Matt Stone and Trey Parker, they released Hayes from his contract, but they wondered why he hadn't complained when the show, attacked other religions. They thought it was a little bit on the hypocritical side. So today, in breaking news, the pair announced that the newest episode of South Park will star the character of Chef without the voice of Isaac Hayes. Ooh, tough stuff. The episode titled The Return of Chef has the boys noticing that Chef is acting a little strangely, and they're trying to figure out what's going on. And the episode is going to premiere tomorrow night on Comedy Central. You can also check out the Best of Chef on Comedy Central's Motherload site. It's going to be very interesting to see what they do. They turned it around pretty quick.
I sure will. No more Chef voice? Or a different one? Interesting. In case you missed some of last night's best televised drama, we're going to go ahead and wrap it up all nice and pretty for you. You want that? I know you do. That's right. 1 hour of television in 15 seconds. So we hope you're ready.
Wow.
It's quite a claim, but we're going to do it.
This is impressive. And if you don't want to know what happened on Prison Break or on 24, exactly, follow Miss Lane. But you should close your eyes too, because you're going to see some stuff. Put the fingers in your ears. Do the la 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 thing. Lane, are you ready?
I'm ready.
This is a big deal. Here we go. 24 in 15 seconds. Do it. Let's go.
Okay, 24. Homeland Security took over the CTU.
Right.
Then martial law was declared in Los Angeles. Wayne Palmer was ambushed on the way to the presidential hideout.
Sure was.
Nerve gas is now ready to kill about 200,000 people.
That's a lot.
And the terrorists got their info from Jack's girlfriend, Done.
Wow, 1 second left.
Thanks.
Very impressive.
Thank you.
Wow, that's good. Good recap.
Thanks.
All right.
I know my 24. Okay, Kevin, you're not off the hook. You ready?
Prison Break.
You set? Prison Break.
All right, Michael and his crew got back to their cells before Bellick could catch them. Big deal. Michael tried to short out the electrical chair with a rat, oddly enough. Now, Tweener snitched, and the chair got fixed. The governor denied Lincoln clemency, and the episode ends with Lincoln facing the chair. Boom, I'm spent.
Oh, 1 second left
I'm
as
out.
well. Good work.
I'm out.
Good work.
Good shows, too.
Yeah, we really wrapped those up nicely.
No need to watch now. All right, today is a huge day for Xbox 360 owners and really RPG fans alike, because today, everybody knows it's Elder Scrolls 4 Oblivion, and it was released for the PC and the Xbox. It's the latest entry in the Elder Scrolls series, and really the first big role-playing game ever on the 360. You're tasked with really finding the heir to a kingdom and preventing the gates of hell from opening up and destroying the world. Very fun stuff. Not your princesses in another castle type stuff here. Now, GameSpot had a big event going on yesterday where you can actually watch executive editor Greg Kasavin play the game for 12 hours straight. And, of course, like any fanboy, I ran home very excited. I tried to watch. All the connections were jammed up. The chat room was down. So in case you couldn't see it either, we decided we'd show you a little bit of the game here. We've got it fired up, ready to go, a little live, just walking around, give you a lay of the land, if you will. The game starts you out kind of underground where you'll create your character. Oh, crab. Watch out for crabs. I've told you 1,000 times, Sarah.
And I never listen.
You never do. You never learn. Yeah, it takes some ointment, baby. So you start out in a dungeon, you create your character, and then once you're finally outside, the game looks gorgeous, fully voiceovered, so you're not staring at ugly text screens. Look at the lens flare. Like, check that out. And I'm gaining experience not by like adding little points, but by slaying crabs with the weapon that I'm using. You know, I'll kind of level up.
Tarantula-like crabs.
Very, very much so. Kind of hairy, like that new crab that they discovered. Elder Scrolls 4 Oblivion, it's in stores right now for the PC and, of course, the Xbox 360. You gotta love it. There it is right there. I can't wait to go home and play it.
Elder Scrolls, Oblivion.
Now, one of our guests today is a street artist, calls himself Buff Monster, and he's going to be doing a little redecorating.
Not
Sarah.
that,
Very,
not
very
really
nice.
that kind of.
He's actually back there right now.
Oh,
painting it up.
So he is.
Yeah, Buff Monster. Or Mr. Monster, Dr. Buff,
Yeah,
whatever you
I
prefer.
think he'd probably.
I'm assuming you're painting something that resembles a teat. What is going on back there?
Yeah, you guys' set wasn't picking up, so I had to fix that for you.
You're spicing it up.
Yeah.
Now this is wood you're working on?
Yeah, just wood and some house paint.
Very nice.
Something bat-like up in the corner, too.
Yes.
Don't spoil it. We're going to check back in later. It might be a bat. It could be.
You never know.
A crispy chicken wing. I don't know. We're gonna check in later. Thank you, man. Keep
What we're
painting.
also going to check in later with is your chat, so you can email us through our web forum at attackoftheshow.com/askus, or you can chat with us in our IRC chat room at chat.g4tv.com.
Yes, and rejoining us today, the reigning champion, Eliza.
There she is.
Our MySpace girl pick of the week, Eliza.
Woo!
There she is. 3rd week in a row.
Eliza she's smashing the records.
She's on fire, and she's chatting on the little gamer sack over there throughout the
She
show.
is.
So keep it clean, guys. We're gonna check back in with her later as well. Good stuff. Big show today. Big show. Coming up after the break, everybody, will travel to the only music festival that reaches critical mass of coolness. It's South by Southwest. Stay tuned. Hey, I rarely get to leave the studio, so when travel is actually involved, we tend to send intrepid reporter Brendan Moran.
Intrepid.
Yeah,
I like that.
It is.
Thank
It's
you,
also
Kevin.
a Dodge.
The Stratus is the Dodge you
okay.
want to buy.
That's right.
I, as you know, went down to Austin, Texas last week for the South by Southwest Festival, which is pretty much the ground zero for indie, unsigned, and up-and-coming bands. And here's what I found out.
Welcome to Austin, Texas, home of the South by Southwest Music Festival. The streets are abuzz with unsigned bands, so Attack of the Show sent me to go find them and then sign them. So that's what we're gonna do. South by Southwest is the definitive music festival. With over 50 venues and 1,300 bands, it's the music mecca where bands from all over the world go to be discovered. So listen, I work for Attack of the Show Records. I'm looking for some new talent. And I got a casting couch back in my LA suite. It's a little stained, but I think it might have a name on it. I'm thinking about the nice one and maybe the slutty one over here. You might be the dirty one. After combing the streets and finding little talent, I popped into the parish to check out England's up-and-comers, We Start Fires.
It's kind of alternate, electro, punk, pop, rock.
There's a lot going on there.
There's a lot going on. Lots of shouting and lots of keyboards. Fast and loud, that's our motto.
Right on.
It's our first time, it's our first ever gig in America tonight.
Really?
Slightly nervous, but we're just really excited to be here.
Do you play music at all?
Oh, I've been known to play the guitar a little bit, a 12-string acoustic usually.
What about the skin flute? Do you ever play that?
That's your job.
I like the cherry-flavored panties you have going on here.
Well, I heard there's guys down here looking for cherries.
I am not that guy.
Liar.
First time in Austin.
First time in Austin.
What's it been like?
Great vibe out here, brilliant city. Every city in the world should be like this.
You know what's funny is when you talk, we're gonna have to subtitle that, like underneath.
That's right, I'll write out the subtitles for you.
Didn't understand a word. I'm looking to find some new talent. I think you're
You know,
I think you're right there.
you are eating a pregnant lady's pizza. Do you know how dangerous that is?
I'm sorry, I wasn't listening. I was enjoying the pizza.
Not having any luck with my new group, I thought I'd go with a safe bet and talk to a once local band now making their way back to South by Southwest, Oliver Future.
Well, this is our first South by Southwest as outsiders. As the people that we used to look at and go, God, I hate that douchebag.
You've made your way out of Austin, yet here you are again. I mean, you guys have come full circle, or you've hit rock bottom. Which is it?
Well, we say come full square, so I think by coming this way, we should. I thought this was Laredo.
I've got an all-boy band idea, right? I want to take you. I want to make you the ugly one. So I need a hot guy, I need a bad boy, I need a nerdy guy.
Do, re, mi, fa, sol, la, ti, do.
All right, you're... You know what? I don't know what everybody's talking about for all this BS about all these good bands around here. I haven't seen a single one. God knows what I'm going to do with my new girl band. You know what? This is bull.
Wow, fun times there at the South by Southwest.
I have a lot of anger.
You do
I
have.
realize.
Is it daddy issues or?
No, I don't know where it comes from.
The only thing better than a transvestite with cherry panties is one that's wearing a Bluetooth headset. There's something that's classy
You
about
know,
that.
the thing about that guy is he walked up on me. I didn't even see what he was wearing until we concluded the interview. And then he did the whole, gave us the shot.
Gave you
from
the
below,
show. Gave you the
which
show.
is
What
nice.
was with the suit? Was that for the A&R thing?
Oh,
or-
well, I'm an A&R rep in my spare time, Kevin. I was down there really to try and sign some,
Good
talent.
bands. Yeah, too bad you didn't find anybody.
Nope.
Yeah.
Anyway, South by Southwest Festival, Kevin, is actually a big film festival as well. Tune in tomorrow, and I'll have that side of the story.
Nice. You wearing a suit?
No.
Okay. Whether it's older than your grandma's wedding dress or if it actually is your grandma's wedding dress, the odds are it came from eBay! Who loves online auctions?
Me.
Sarah Lane loves online auctions. I had to love them as well, so let's get right to it. The first one is the onion ring of infinity.
Oh.
Ooh, look at that.
I don't know how much I love the onion ring, but I'm listening.
Well, okay, what if you love them so much that you don't ever want them to end? Well, this
Okay.
one doesn't, see?
Oh, I see what you know what? So a simple onion ring circle, not quite the same thing as the crazy eight.
Exactly,
Okay,
exactly. This has
I see.
an infinite pattern to it. This could be the infinite gateway of possibilities. It's perfect for collectors of infinite power, really. In fact, some primitive cultures don't believe in the concept of onion ring. So it's really interesting when you look at the cultural differences that are being brought to light in this auction.
Right.
Yeah, 5 bids, $1.25. All right, all right. Didn't like it. I know you don't like the onion rings.
I'm just,
I know
it's a
you're-
breath thing.
I know you're a fan of the plantains. Huh?
I do like plantains.
Name my banana. No, not mine. The auctions.
Oh, I was going to say, I already know it has
yes,
Fred
you do.
or George or whatever.
St. George Pierre. Thank you.
Yeah.
He only has one friend, the banana. It's an egg named Egbert. Very cute. But the banana enjoys playing Nintendo DS and reading books by John Steinbeck. There it is, playing the old
It's like
dual
the
screen.
Veggie Tales
Yeah,
kind of like thing.
But
okay.
you get to name it. So the winner of the auction will get to name the banana, and will always have the satisfaction of knowing that they really helped a banana in need. Not
Okay.
bad, not bad. I don't know how
Okay.
many bids there are on this bad boy, though. What is it? It's like 0 bids, 99 cents. It doesn't surprise me.
I'd give them $1 just to name it themselves.
I'd give them $1 to go away and get off the internet. Like, you're wasting bandwidth and space
Take
and air.
you and your banana elsewhere. Here's $1.
The hell out of here. All right. How about the luckiest underwear in the world? I'm not wearing them right now, believe it or not, ladies. No, the seller wants people to bid on this item to help pay his internet and electricity bills and, quote, if possible, buy himself a new pair of underwear.
Why are they so lucky? They look rather unlucky.
Well, apparently they saved him from a 2-story fall. So says the auction, the cushioning.
And there's the evidence on the underwear to prove it.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
I hope it's dryer burn. I really do. But
Oh, man.
there's a little special something waiting
It's a
for
guy,
you.
right? So I doubt it.
Yeah. If you want to bid, 99 cents, 0 right now. Get on it. And finally,
Very affordable.
yeah, it's really good. Haynes your way. Gothar, the fried ice cream dragon from Flan. Now,
What?
Gothar is a silver dragon, and after quote talking to Santana from the North Pole, he tried to bring ice cream to the kingdom of Flan. So he flew thousands of miles to the North Pole to collect the ingredients. The ice cream fried when he was on the way back, and everybody in the kingdom of Flan called him Gothar, the fried ice cream dragon from then on.
He kind of looks like a saran wrap dragon to me, but what do I know?
It's actually 2 fajita wrappers. They're foil, so apparently you can do origami with foil, but thinking the fajitas
Probably
and
lick
mushrooms
it
in them.
and get a little fajita action.
You definitely could. 0 bids, $12, Sarah. There you have it. Always expect the unexpected when...
It came from eBay!
Now still ahead, infamous street artist Buff Monster reveals himself live in our studio. Again, he actually already did.
Yeah.
Plus, Film Threats Chris Gore stops by to review this week's brand new DVD offerings. You love it. Stick around.
You're watching G4, the #1 podcasted network in America.
Wall-to-wall game reviews.
Always expect the unexpected.
Go to iTunes or G4TV.com for details.
Now, Chris Gore reviews a few hand-picked DVDs on this week's DVD Tuesday. Welcome back, Chris. You have a good time at South by Southwest?
I had a great time.
I bet you did.
Oh, it was awesome.
It's your people.
It's my people.
It's your people.
Movie lovers.
Speaking of your people, people in movies, DVDs, let's start with our first one of the week, Capote.
Of course, Capote, you know, if you sat through that entire Oscar TV show a few weeks ago, you'd know that Philip Seymour Hoffman won Best Actor for Capote. The film, if you don't know anything about it, it's about Truman Capote, who's kind of this whiny-sounding writer. You know,
the story is about
big
the
in
life
50s.
of this man
Life
who
of
was
this man.
very strange.
Right. And really the book he wrote that made his career. Which they made into a film, and which is also based on the book called In Cold Blood. Ironically, the movie In Cold Blood, Robert Blake is in that movie, and later would then be accused of killing his wife. But that has nothing to do. Eerie. But in any case,
how's the DVD?
The DVD. Let's talk about the DVD. DVD actually has some good stuff on it. There's 2 commentary tracks. One with Philip Seymour Hoffman and the director, which is really rare because you rarely hear the actors actually talk about the process.
Right.
And there's great stuff with Philip Seymour Hoffman, and another commentary with the director and the cinematographer. Also some behind-the-scenes making of stuff. Which, so, you know, for a disc like this, it's surprising there would be, you know, some decent stuff on it. But the bottom line is for me, this is a solid rent.
Okay.
Because it's not a film that I need to have in my DVD collection. For me to own it, it's something that stands up to multiple viewings. I'm going to want to watch it at like 2 a.m. on a Tuesday. Through one viewing of it and watching the extras, I'm done. Great film.
2 a.m. on a Tuesday.
2 a.m. on a Tuesday
All
when
right.
I'm up watching films.
Okay, all right, so we're renting Capote. That's fine. Let's move on now to Good Night and Good Luck.
Of course, this was George Clooney directing this film, also nominated for multiple Oscars. You know, this movie is about Edmund Murrow, you know, the guy who's the big...
the old newscaster.
The old newscaster, right. And to me, I got to be honest with you, this movie it's a TV movie.
Okay.
It's a TV movie with big actors in it.
I've heard before others say it was rather overrated for a full feature.
I could see this on HBO. I could see it, you know, it's a great telling of history at the time because he stands up to Joe McCarthy. And a lot of the stuff that they used in the film, a lot of the speeches that Murrow gives in the movie are actually based on actual things he said. I mean, that's when they wrote the script, they just used his actual words. Commentary with Clooney.
Did it give you anything extra on the DVD?
Yeah. Commentary with
commentary.
Clooney and then producer Grant Heslov. Grant Heslov actually is an actor who was in another movie called Bug that I highly recommend. Seek out this indie movie called Bug with Grant. But to me, good stuff on it, some behind the scenes. Another, same thing as Capote, I gotta say, a rent. Solid film we're seeing. I don't need to have it in my collection.
The behind the scenes aren't so compelling that we're going to buy this. That's okay. That's why you're here, to speak the truth.
Yes.
All right, let's move into animation now with Batman Beyond.
Now, I'm a big fan of the Batman animated series by Bruce Timm, Paul Dini, and the gang over at Warner Animation. I mean, they kind of redefined the character Batman with all the, you know, so many seasons of the Batman animated show. To me, Batman Beyond, they've kind of taken it into gimmick territory, where it's like, it's 50 years in the future. The best part of it, though, is the very first episode, where we meet an aged Bruce Wayne, who now kind of adopts this kid, Terry McGinnis, and trains him to be, you know, another Dark Knight, so to speak, and fight crime 50 years into the future. Now, that's interesting, but Bruce Wayne is a side character. He's kind of the Obi-Wan to this Terry McGinnis. Extras on the disc include commentary in about 3 or 4 episodes, where some of the insight you learn is that it was originally going to be called Batman Tomorrow, but they didn't want to call it that because in the promos for the show they would have said tomorrow on Batman Tomorrow, which would have been confusing to audiences.
All right,
you got to keep it simple.
About it a little bit.
Got to keep it so. And there's a little behind-the-scenes documentary on it. Again, not enough for me to make this a buy. Therefore, I know. I hate
Rent.
It's a 3 in a row Rent. I know.
I don't know that we've ever had a try Rent DVD Tuesday. I don't know that we ever have.
This is the first time.
We're paving new ground. Okay, well, we're renting Capote. We're renting Good Night and Good Luck.
Yeah.
We're also renting Batman Beyond Season 1. But what do you have behind the Iron Curtain?
Behind the curtain here, I've got to me, this is a buy. This is the drama that if you really want to see a great drama, The Squid and the Whale, which is written and directed by a guy named Noah Baumbach, who's co-writer, has worked with Wes Anderson. Brilliant film about a family that's torn apart.
Uniquely shot, too, right?
Uniquely shot. It was shot in Super 16 millimeter, and brilliant because you see this family dissolve from each character's perspective, from the little kid to the mom and dad, and it's funny, heart-wrenching, great extras on it. Squid and the Whale, do not miss this movie. That's my buy pick of the week.
Hey, if you tell me not to miss it, I won't.
Yes.
And you guys don't either. Thanks, Chris. Thanks for being here. Happy DVD Tuesday to you, man.
I appreciate it.
Visit filmthread.com or chrisgore.com for more. Plus, Chris will be posting in the Attack of the Show forums later, so go on and get in there and join the intelligent discussion of modern cinema that's likely to ensue. Find our forum. Stick around. There's lots more to come, everybody. We have today's top news stories called Feed. And we'll reveal the mysterious and elusive street artist known as Buff Monster.
Hey, what's going on, folks? Welcome back to Attack of the Show, the most live television show on G4. Oddly enough, yeah, take that. Coming up in this half hour, we lavish more praise on our reigning hottest social networking website champ. Yeah, that's right. Plus, we investigate a new alternate reality game called Perplex City because we don't feel that your mind is screwed with nearly enough. Oh, and don't forget that this week's Live Music Thursday, presented by Dentine Ice, will be starring the band Anne Berlin. Now, you've never seen his face. You might not have even heard his name, but you've definitely seen his work. He's an underground street artist from the streets of LA, nonetheless, with an agenda. He calls himself Buff Monster, and he's gracing us with his presence. Mr. Monster, thank you for joining us.
Yeah, man.
Dude, it is an honor to have you here. I'm a big fan of your work. I see it all around town.
Awesome.
You've hit many, many telephone boxes up and down Venice Boulevard where I live, so thank you for decorating the otherwise pathetic streets. I got to ask about the name, because this sounds like a nickname you got in the Gold's Gym locker room. Like, what's Buff Monster?
Right,
Is there more of a story to this?
Yeah, well, it actually comes from, when graffiti gets painted over, they call it buffing.
Okay.
So I thought it was fun to play with, what happens to graffiti afterwards.
So people get up, then they get buffed, and then the buff marks.
Well, everyone celebrates, like, I'm an artist, I'm doing my thing, and all that sort of stuff, but the buff is what gets everybody.
Right. So now, what is, like, when the Buff Monster attacks, is this a poster? Is this graffiti that you would put over something? What is it, like, a typical, like, scene for you?
Yeah, I put up posters. I've been putting up posters all over the place for a long time.
Did you have them in the walls when you were, like, a teenager and your parents got mad, or?
No, I didn't really.
Okay. But oddly enough, I'm just wondering, if everybody had that Nirvana poster when they were 15. So
sure,
I don't know
I think my brother had Jimi Hendrix.
Okay.
But
much better taste in music. Now, everything you paint is pink.
Yeah.
I'm a big fan of her music, too. Don't get me wrong, she's a talented artist, but what's the obsession with the color?
Pink, man. Lots of good things come in pink.
True.
Peeps, girls,
yes, they do.
Ice cream, all sorts of stuff. And for me, it's really about getting away from, graffiti writers being hardcore and like all this sort of stuff. It doesn't interest me at all.
Sure.
So
you're kind of breaking the mold there. I like that.
Totally.
A very different palette than anybody else.
Yeah.
And you've also been in porno.
Yes.
It's like that awkward. Yeah, yes, as a matter of fact, I have. No, tell me about your work with the
I've art directed some scenes. I just did a scene for a Hustler a couple weeks ago. That was amazing. It was a backdrop like this and props based on this, and it styled the girls, and it was amazing. We had squirting milk. It was awesome.
Yeah, now it's funny you should say that, because let's get to what you're actually working on now, because everything you do is very, very breast-like.
Sure.
Is that fair to say?
Sure.
Is that what you're going for, or is that just my twisted mind interpreting everything as a boob?
I think it's an easy thing to see for sure.
Well, that's where I go.
But it's simple enough, and it's not offensive enough that kids love it too.
Sure.
Kids think it's an ice cream store or something.
So. One lick and they're hooked. So what you paint this in layers. You kind of build it up as a time. Like, how long will this take you to finish? It looks pretty far along as well. Like,
yeah, I'll probably be done by the end of the show. Nice. That's my plan.
Now, well, I can't wait to check in on it later. Buff Monster, thanks for coming on, man. Really appreciate it. Good stuff. Everybody, for more on Buff Monster and his work, you have to visit Buff monster.com. He's going to have T-shirts and all sorts of other good stuff going up there as well, so make sure you check it out. Now, because you've been extra good today, here's a little treat. It's Sarah Lane with today's news.
Open wide, everybody, because here's today's news. In sports news, Team Japan beat Cuba 10-6 last night to clinch the World Baseball Classic Championship. The event packed San Diego's Petco Park, and interestingly, Seattle Mariners outfielder Ichiro Suzuki is the only Japanese team member who plays in the U.S. Major Leagues. Also, embattled NFL wide receiver Terrell Owens has signed a 3-year, $25 million deal with the Dallas Cowboys. Owens then boasted about the deal in a rap single in which he says, quote, "To the haters that said I'm not going to get my money, I'm laughing in your face, ha ha, that's funny." And finally, Secretary of State Condoleezza Rice will not take the NFL commissioner's job, as was rumored. A State Department spokesman has denied that Rice would step in when current NFL Commissioner Paul Tagliabue retires in July. However, new rumors are placing Bill Clinton in the post. So stay tuned. In other news, a U.S. district judge has ordered Google to turn over a random sampling of 50,000 URLs from its index. However, the ruling does not require Google to release a full week's worth of users' search requests, as the government had originally demanded. Buying an Xbox 360 will get easier, according to Microsoft. Thanks in part to new deals with key component manufacturers, the company plans to ship between 2 and 3 times as many next-gen consoles each week. Satellite radio subscriptions are steadily on the rise, according to recent figures. XM Radio expects to hit 6 million subscribers by year's end, while Sirius Radio has grown to more than 4 million listeners. Adult Swim fans now have a few more ways to watch their favorite shows. Cartoon Network will begin offering more original and on-demand programming through its website, adultswim.com. And finally, the Oregon Department of Corrections is using a plug-and-play video game system as an incentive for inmates to observe good behavior. If they maintain a clean record for 18 months, they're allowed to play the system on a small TV in their cell. And that's all the news I'm allowed to tell you for now.
Hey, don't go away, everybody. We have this week's hottest social networking website girl waiting in the wings. Plus, we dive into the alternate reality game Perplex City, where winners can pocket a cool $200 grand. Not too shabby. Stick around.
The Feed is brought to you by the Honda Element, who invites you to stop by elementandfriends.com.
On the next attack of the show, we'll bring you our official review of Elder Scrolls Oblivion for the Xbox 360. Plus, we'll have Extreme Wrestlers, the Half-Pint Brawlers, live in our studio for some pocket-sized mayhem. And the South by Southwest Festival isn't all about music. We check out the films that rock Texas. All this on the next attack of the show. Now, alternate reality games, or ARGs, are really for those who like their games and their lives to blend in kind of mind-blowing and possibly twisted ways. And a company called Mind Candy has a new one out. It's called Perplex City, where winners can actually pocket $200,000. Not a bad chunk of change. Michael Smith is the CEO of Mind Candy. He joins us now. Michael, welcome to the show.
Thank you.
Okay, so seriously, the money, where is it?
It's around here somewhere. I think
it's actually here on this set.
I think I left it in the green room.
Great. It's this artifact of some sort, some cube.
Yes.
And the game is all about acquiring the cube. But what I love is that it's not like a typical ARG where you've got guys standing at payphones, or trolling forums looking for a hidden image or something like that. It's played through these cards, right?
Yeah, we tried to make it a bit more casual, a bit more friendly to the mass market. So you buy these cards, you solve these puzzles, and some of them have clues that point you towards this hidden treasure.
So now, what is the story of Perplex City? What's going on? Why is there a treasure? Why is it hidden?
Well, that's a very long story. It'd take hours and hours to explain. Basically, they have a very valuable object, this cube, that has been stolen. Someone has come over from there to Earth. They've buried this cube at a secret location, and they need it back. The first person to find it wins the $200,000. So you've got to solve all these clues in different media, puzzle cards, cell phone, websites, and the first person to do it wins the reward.
If there is a medium to be exploited, you guys have nailed it in this game, and I love it. Like, you're taking advantage of everything that you possibly can to play the game. And I think what I love is, of course, these are the packs of cards that we're talking about, right? A couple bucks, you get like 6 in a pack.
Yeah, 6 cards in a pack.
And you get cards like this one here, which this is now I know that they're all color coded and there's different difficulty levels, right? So this one here is a red one. This is a pretty simple one. You're looking at it, you're staring at it, you're not quite sure. You tilt it on the side, and it reveals the answer. It's a Dalmatian, right?
Yeah.
Now this is obviously one type of puzzle, but they range. I mean, the range on these things is incredible.
They do, yeah. There's everything from optical illusions to word searches to riddles to complex cryptography, you name it. And you're learning a ton of different stuff, and we're also trying to make puzzles a bit cooler than they've traditionally been. So
you definitely have, because I mean, each one is done by a character.
Is a tough one.
I love this one. Yeah, not only is it hard, like I was sitting there, I think I know that one. Is that one Contra? I'm not sure. It's like a bunch of cheat codes. You have to figure out the games, and now once you have that, you kind of scratch it off. It gives you a code. You go to a website. How does the website element?
Yeah, you go to perplexcity.com. You enter the code that comes with the card, and then you enter the answer, and if you're correct, you get points. So the harder the puzzle is, the more points you get. And there's this huge leaderboard of thousands of people around the world that are playing the game.
I mean, it's really it's worse than crack. And I've never been addicted to it, but I hear. I mean, you go by my desk, and there's little metallic shavings everywhere because I've been scratching these off with car keys and trying to hide it from my boss. Like, I love it. How has the community really formed around this? Have people really taken to it?
Yeah, the thing is, because some of the puzzles are so complex and you need to find clues in Chinese newspapers and, cinemas in Toronto and all over the world,
right.
People are working together. I think that's the really cool element, this collaborative nature. So there's a big community that's set up online kind of discussing it all.
And there's 130 some odd cards out there now, right?
There's, about 130. There's another 130 to go, so we're still at a very early stage. There's still tons of clues.
That gives you an example of the scale of the game, obviously. It's
years
ridiculous.
to develop.
And on the back of each card, sometimes it gives you a little pointer about the game. Sometimes it's a piece of a map. And some cards are rarer than others.
Yes.
And so how does the rarity play into this?
Well, the borders tell you the rarity and the difficulty. So red is pretty common, all the way up to silver. There are some silver cards that have been traded on eBay for over $100 that are really hard to find. And this is a cool one, actually.
I love anything that encourages me to play with fire. I'm a fan of. So tell me about this card here. I want to demonstrate it for folks, but maybe you can set it up for us.
Okay, so every card has a puzzle on it, straightforward puzzle that you have to solve, and this is a poem. You have to identify who the author of the poem is,
right.
Or the poet. But if you should so happen to have a lighter...
what do you know? Safety first, kids. Use one of these bad boys.
And
check this out. Get the flame going?
Yeah.
Watch it.
Run it nearby.
Watch it from behind. Come on now.
And suddenly,
there it goes. Look at that.
Suddenly some of the ink starts disappearing, but a few letters remain, and it spells out a secret message that gives you a password that gets you into one of the deeper websites.
And the cardboard smells like gingerbread when you singe it, when it gets on fire. I love it. This is fantastic.
Yeah, nice singe there.
Yeah, thank you. I said, hey, look, I'm like, this has to happen for television. I'm setting this bad boy on fire. So, do we get to light all the cards on fire, or is that just very special ones?
That's optional. Yeah, you don't have to.
Now you mentioned that it's, sometimes newspapers, sometimes you're at the cinema. How is this thing taken over, into the actual world? How does it spill over into real-world events? You guys did something involving helicopters and people in a park. What was that all about?
Yeah. We had a London event recently where we gave a secret location in London and a time where players had to turn up, and they solved a whole series of puzzles that took them to a heliport. And one of the players who'd been working with them turned out to be a mole, an actor working for us, who then went racing off, left a knapsack, and jumped on a helicopter and sped off into the sunset. So that was pretty cool. Like being in your own video game or your own movie.
You're right. This is as alternate of a reality game as they come.
Absolutely.
I mean, now when you started this thing, honestly, because I have to wonder, was all of this honestly planned out in advance? Like, we know what the cards are going to be, we know what the events are going to be, we know where the cube is in the world? Or do you kind of release it and go like, okay, well, what can we do now? Here we go, and kind of come up with it as you go. Is there a bit of both going on?
It's a little bit of both. We've kind of fleshed out a skeleton of a story, but the players are constantly amazing us, depending on how quick they solve stuff and what they do. So we have to adapt all the time.
It's ridiculous. Even with the starter pack, I was checking and turning things upside down and looking at every little image so carefully, looking for clues. You've got me hooked, and I know you've got several millions of others hooked. And it's awesome, man. Thank you for bringing it on. Thanks for sharing it with us.
Thank you very much.
Everybody, you can find out how you can snag the hidden $200,000 at perplexcity.com. And to start playing the game, you're going to need some cards. So if you want, head on over to insound.com. You can grab them there. It is addictive. You will enjoy, I promise. Coming up after the break, though, another knockdown, drag-out round of our hottest girl from a social networking website competition. Stay put.
The Valerie Singleton Sexy Lady Party Snack Selection.
Miss Valerie stands above 5 pretty ladies on a big bed. Each lady has a burning desire for one thing.
A pickled onion.
All you have to do is follow the onion from mouth to mouth.
Quiet, please. The ceremony is about to begin. And they are off. Keep your eye on the onion, okay? Kiss, kiss, more kissing.
Which girl is prime onion suspect now?
So, which lady's mouth is now home to the tasty little pickle? Place your bets now.
Yeah, you know, if that confused and excited you, then tune in to the interactive mayhem of Bonsai tonight at midnight right here on G4. Also, you can log into g4tv.com/bonsai and play along at home. It's good fun, the whole family. All right, now let's check in with street artist Buff Monster, who's doing a very nice set redesign for us. Dr. Monster, how's it going back there?
Hey, man, we're almost done.
Nice. So, do you have a name for that guy?
Yeah, this is the Angel of Death.
Very
some
sweet.
Good for the kids, right?
Definitely. All right, man, we'll let you get back to it. Thanks again for painting it all up for us. And with us today, of course, is the returning Attack of the Show social networking website pick of the week. The 3-time champion. She's unstoppable. It's Eliza. Welcome back.
Thank you.
You are a force to be reckoned with.
I am.
And you said you wanted to play a game with a pickled onion with me? How does this work?
I'm sorry, that wasn't me. That was a guy backstage.
Oh, fantastic. Fantastic. I will be legitimately excited. No, how does it feel? I mean, people are too afraid to step up to you. I mean, what is going on?
My goal when I accepted the invitation on here was to instill hearts in the fear in the hearts of millions.
And you've done that.
And I've instilled hearts in the fears of millions. Yeah, that too.
You're instilling something in somebody, and that's what counts.
I mean, yeah, I guess people are terrified of me, and that's what you want.
And that's why they're being so kind to you in the chat room, right?
So kind.
No,
so kind.
What happened with our chatters? We tell them to be nice, but what happened with them?
I don't know. I guess it's easy. I mean, it doesn't really hurt my feelings. Like they're just not nice.
You were
say
crying
mean
earlier, Eliza. Don't even. You were
put
welling up.
makeup on.
I'm sorry. No,
sorry.
you're good. You're good. Don't let the mascara run. In fact, you know, we're going to take this from a sad place to a happy place.
Okay.
After a 3-week reign, I'm pleased to announce that you will actually be a permanent fixture, a permanent addition to our Hall of Fame. Come on, everybody. Hall of Fame right here. Presented, of course, you're going to be represented by this wonderful picture of you. Look at this thing.
Oh, my God.
Sultry. Look what's going on there. Look, what's the motivation? What are you thinking here?
I don't know.
Yeah, no, that's a good motivation. Oh, and here you go. And as a token of our gratitude, please accept on behalf of everybody from Attack of the Show this wonderful token of our undying
toaster.
appreciation. Yeah, it's a toaster. You know, actually, why don't you let me have the picture back, because that's should be better in my hands. Yeah, thank you. But enjoy the lovely party
I can mount
gift.
this on my wall next to that. Is that weird to put that on your own wall in your house?
Well, you see, you don't get to keep the picture. This goes in our Hall of Fame.
Oh, in your Hall of Fame.
The toaster goes on your kitchen counter.
Okay.
Not
awesome.
bad, right?
Nice. Better than mounting my head.
Eliza, thank you so much for coming on. Really,
thank you so much.
You were incredible.
This was
Everybody,
fun.
our contender fell out the last minute, so Eliza gets a bye week. But we're gonna have more social networking girls in store for you next week. Actually, Jeremy, can you take care of this for us, buddy? Put that in our Hall of Fame. Thank you very much. It's going in the Hall of Fame. That's awesome.
So excited.
Congratulations, Eliza.
Thank you.
Thanks again, and enjoy the toaster. Really, think of us every time you toast something.
Things. Toast to you.
Here's
wow,
to us.
Bad.
Be sure to, you instilled heart in my fear.
Heart in your fear.
So thank you.
Thank you.
Be sure to check out more on Eliza on our website, attackoftheshow.com. And if you think you have what it takes to be a social networking girl, then email us through our social networking profile at myspace.com/attackoftheshow. But stay where you are. We'll have email and chat questions coming up next, everybody. All right, folks, show is almost over, but right now we're going to check in with artist Buff Monster, who is, I believe, almost done with his masterpiece over there. How's it going over there?
Yeah, man, we're almost there. Just putting the last finishing touches on there.
Very nice. Now, do you have a name for this creation? Is this the first time you've drawn this particular thing, or?
Yeah, it's all kind of, related. I haven't titled this one yet. That usually comes later.
It's a nice pentagram that little flying thing has on its forehead. I don't know if the camera can get a shot.
Angel of Death.
It's up a little bit more. There it is. Yeah, that's nice.
I like the pink, though. It reminds me of cotton candy and the park.
It reminds me of our IRC chat room, actually. Can we check in on the chat?
Sure, we can. Emperor Eddie has a question. Hey, Kevin, what's your best advice for avoiding crabs?
Either the pickaxe, like I showed you earlier, or just, stay off the social networking sites, really. Brendan.
Okay. Sorry.
It's all right.
I was feeling itchy.
Get rid of crabs,
not
at least?
anymore.
All right.
Phobius asks, can Sarah sum up Kevin's life in 15 seconds?
Ooh. Can you? Can we get a counter and you do it?
Ooh.
Come on, go for it. Go ahead.
Stupid, worthless, no good, freeloading, son of a retarded big mouth know-it-all.
3 seconds left.
Jerk.
That was
Is that it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
You watch too much X-Play.
Oh, I forgot ugly, lazy, and disrespectful.
Oh, Thank you. Shut your mouth. Give me a Popeye. All right.
Mint Chocolate Chip says, hey, Kevin, have you named your banana yet, or are you waiting to sell the rights?
I am waiting to sell the rights.
At least you're honest.
Yeah, I don't want to hop in there too soon. So let the ladies decide.
What banana?
It's hard to say, Brendan. Hard to say. Lord Zeus's question, who's prettier in pink, Kevin or Sarah? Well, why don't we let a third party decide?
Let's.
Who's prettier in pink, me or Kevin?
Buff Monster?
That is the correct answer, actually. That is the correct answer.
Nice.
I'm
sorry. He actually is extremely
You've got the market cornered
Wearing
on that.
pink shoes.
Look at that hair.
I love the shoes.
So
Look at
silky.
the shoes are awesome.
You point those out?
What's great is that
Look at
he's the only guy that can wear like a regular pair of jeans and use them as like a drop cloth, and then when he's done, sell them for millions of dollars because it's artsy that he's wiped his hands on the kneecaps. It's awesome.
It can be on next week's eBay.
It's a great racket. It's a great racket.
Johnny Tough Guy asks, what would you want most as a reward for good behavior in prison?
A towel. When you're walking back from this, to your cell,
That's
it's cold. You know what I mean?
The old rope for the soap. Something.
Right. So you keep bending over. You know what I'm saying?
No, I don't.
I don't follow.
I think we're done now. I think we're good.
Thanks to our guests, Buff Monster, Chris Gore, Michael Smith, and social networking girl, Eliza.
Social networking girl?
Yeah.
What does that even mean?
Well, it's...